So strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL Supercoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse and Squiddy.
G'day and welcome to the Insight AFL Show. I'm your host, The Horse, and ladies and gentlemen, the band is back together. We get to go one-on-one against Squiddy. Welcome back, brother. How are you?
Oh, very, very good to be here, Horse. Thank you very much for doing Squiddy's team reveal number 2. And as you can see by the thumbnail of this film, of this show, Horse, we're not here to fuck spiders. It's Campbell Chester time.
Yes, one would say that we are not dealing with such things or arachnophobiads or whatever you may want to call the eight-legged creatures. But before we start, a quick shout out to the boys at SPL who run their own draft league. A bunch of legends they are. Thanks for tuning into the channel. And also the boys from the Coco League, the Australia-New Zealand Basketball League on NBA 2K, run by Scott Wells and the lads. Viewers of the show, fans of the show, g'day lads, how you going? Tonight, we're talking about your team. So a few people asking a couple of questions about when's Squiddy going to come back? When's he going to show us his team? When can we find out how we're going to win the 50K? Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it tonight. How much thought's gone into this? Because, yeah, there's been a bit in the last couple of days, a lot of messages back and forth, and you're really starting to kick it into gear now, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I have been going over in my head and changing this team religiously. It feels like every day, wake up, have coffee, change the team, have a shit, then change the team again. So that's just the way it goes, Horse. I have got a couple of guys that are not cemented in my team. I will say that right now. But some guys that I want to bring up some talking points for, might be able to help a couple of the other guys around, you know, if they need their point of difference, they're guys that they need to make a hard decision on. So we'll have a nice little chat about it tonight, Horse. But let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the final team. I will change it 500 more times, but there are certain players that I feel are more lockable than others.
Before we start, mate, and we give a shout out to our sponsors, there's one question that we need to address right off the top.
Yes.
Why is Campbell Chester on the thumbnail?
Why is Campbell Chester not on every thumbnail is the real question that you should be asking. It's about time that Horse has let us into the account and we put Campbell Chester on the thumbnail. Actually, Lucas, hats off to you for realizing who that was, because I had to double look for a second and went, oh my God, that's the gorgeous one. Campbell Chester.
It's almost like he's probably playing for his career at the Eagles this year, but let's see how he goes. So before we start, hit like, subscribe, and the bell. At the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast Network, we call it being the triple banger. We'd love that. But if you're listening on audio, please give us a 5-star review. The more 5-star reviews we get, the higher up the chain we get, the more people in the Supercoach world that listen to us, and we would really appreciate that. Also, actually, you know what? We're going to get stuck straight in. We'll give a shout out to the sponsors later, mate.
Yeah,
Shazel, A1. Let's go.
Yep.
Talk to me.
Well, it's my Lord and Savior. Everybody knows my Sheezy God. Look, I know there's a lot of worry about Sheezel now that he's not going to be playing half-back. Yes, he's going to be more midfield and forward. So I feel like he's going to get a lot of time in the forward. Clarko said that he's going to be one of the main guys there. So we will see him a lot on the ball. He will rotate forward, Can he kick goals from forward? Yes. Can he get a lot of the ball from the half-forward line? Yes. He still scored well last year. Is he fully cemented in my team? No, not quite. So I'm still iffing and ahhing about Cheese, but I'm pretty happy having him to start off with. Has a good draw to start. I've gone CKC's finest, the cornerstone, the shining light, Luke Ryan. Why, Horse? Because, yes, he averaged at 110 at the end of the year. But, man, he was putting up some big 120s, 170s at point when Alex Pearce was in the side. Who's back into the side this season, Horse? That's right. Freo Jesus, Alex Pearce. I love Luke Ryan when he can play his slut kick type of footy when Alex Pearce is in the side. I'm having every bit of Luke Ryan this year. And when he goes 180 in the first round, I want everyone to go, Squiddy was right. But that's not here nor there. We'll wait until that happens. I've gone Trent Rivers at the moment, Horse. Yep. And I was on this a long time ago. Shout out to our man Ryan from Champion Data. We've had a lot of conversations about this. Trent Rivers, his CBA time was up, obviously, with the Petrarca and the Oliver injuries. Petrarca's CBAs were down, though. Now we've got the injury to Viney as well. There's a lot working for Trent Rivers' stocks to go up here this year, Horse. So I'm in it. He passes the eye test. He passes the what is it? The stats test, I guess you could just say. I don't know what I was going to go with.
No, I don't know where you're going, but I'm interested to see where it goes.
Point test. That's what I was trying to bloody say. Jeez, he passes the eye test. He's one of those players that does both. Aaron Showmaker, I have sitting there, even though he's a piece of shit. But I've got him there at 270. I feel like he's going to play for the Saints. I feel like he's going to be able to have a bit of game time there. So he's iffy at the moment. I want to try and go to someone else, but that's a reach. Bow and El Hawali, we've already had them in there for pretty much the whole season. We know what we're doing there. Gone James Leake and Jepson from the Suns, who looks like he could be the winger this year, Horse.
Yeah, so Jepson, the 99K rookie who got picked up late by the Gold Coast Sun, has been training with the A-side on the wing. So for those that were playing last year, we'll all remember Sam Clossy and the way that he burst on the scene. I'm not saying we're going to get a Jepson type, Clohessy type of scenario there, but if he starts round 0, colour be very, very interested, Squid.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely, mate. I'm definitely keeping an eye on him, seeing how that goes in pre-season. So he's definitely one to be watching. We have to keep an eye on what is going on there, because that's a big, big watch there. Also, Chris, very quickly, 8 weeks, mate. 8 weeks for McVeigh.
Yeah. Were you aware that Alex Pearce is injured and not playing in the All-Stars game?
I am aware of that, but I don't care. Freo Jesus will be back for round 1. Don't you worry about
that. Okay. Okay. And Chris, apparently there's not as many chips for the Seagulls at Fremantle now.
Chris, that's where you're wrong, mate, because there are chips galore. Num, 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 num. Him and Ryan and Clark are going to be feeding once again. Feeding.
Yeah. Have you ever seen where you get those pranksters that put the Panadol or the laxatives in the chips and feed them to the Seagulls?
Jesus, no, but go on.
Yeah, neither. We're moving on. So,
what do you think about it, first of all, Horse? What do you think of the back?
I think that Luke Ryan's going to be a bit of a pod. So I went and had a look at some stats for Luke Ryan at the back end of last year. And after Justin Longmuir came out in the media and had his bit to say about him not being happy about the cheap kicks that were getting passed around the back line, Luke Ryan only scored over 104 times in the last 11 games. So there's cause for concern for me. I understand Pearce does straighten them up significantly, but I think with the additions of Bolton, alongside another year of Tracy, alongside a bigger Jaya Miss, they probably need to move the ball a little bit quicker forward of centre in order to be able to give their forwards a little more one-on-one time, because they all have an ability to win one-on-ones quite comfortably. So opposition teams are going to need to come second man up to beat Josh Tracy. We've seen how much of how good of a mark he is one-on-one. Jaya Miss has bulked up quite a lot. He's done the opposite to Sean Darcy. Yeah, he's slimmed down. Jaya Miss has bulked up. So that's going to be interesting. I do like the Trent Rivers pick. Ari Schoenmaker is interesting because we learned today that Jack Sinclair's out for 4 weeks with a hamstring. So is it Ari Schoenmaker that takes over that number 2 role down there? Is it going to be Travaglia? Is it going to be all of Wanganeen Malera for the first however many rounds? Remember, it is 4 weeks on the dot from now until round 1. So with hamstring injuries, are they going to try and build up Sinclair's loads before playing him? Or are they going to just slot him straight in? Like it's a massive watch, but it's not a bad shout, mate.
They are different players. I did have Sinclair in here for a while, but now with that hammy, I'm a bit worried about if he's going to play round 1. But yeah, it could be a lot of weighing. I mean, look, hey, they might bring back Bonner just for a game and be like, hey, we need to play hard back again, even though we screwed you over last year. But each their own. Let's go to the midfielders. Yo.
Can you say Saad's name as on the screen?
Saad El Hawali? Hawley?
Skidsfitz has got it named out for you.
Shit, really? Bloody hell, where is it?
It's on the screen.
Saad El Hawley. Is it that simple, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right, cool. Saad El Hawley.
All right. Bontempelli.
Yeah, I got Bont, set and forget, best, the GOAT, Rolls Royce. Absolutely. I've got Cripper at the moment, Horse, subject to change, obviously, but I like Cripps' opening start to the season. I reckon he's going to be fantastic.
Delicious.
I feel like we could be holding him for the whole year, especially with how many injuries that Carlton are starting to get as well. He was great last year, 110, I think it was, average. I really, really like it there. I'm expecting a big jump up back from Andy Brayshaw this season. Injured to start the year, stuff for pre-season. Yeah, I know what I said, all right, boys? Bugger off. Don't have to stuff with my pronunciation, all right? Get a beer up here and then I'll stand correct, all right? So bugger off, Skitsy. Keep it going, mate. Good to see you. Brayshaw, didn't have the preseason last year. Had to have a bit of no running start going into the season. I'm anticipating an absolute ripping start.
Yep.
He was fantastic towards the end of the year as well, coincide when they lose. So, yeah, hopefully Brayshaw continues to go with that. Going to see how he goes in the practice games first. I've then gone Clary, as I think a lot will. His start to the season schedule is fantastic as well, Horse. So that's another reason why I'm feeling a little bit more confident in Clary, especially with all these photos of how massive his quads are now. So all on that. I've gone James Peatling. I am thinking unlimited tackles is where I'm going, Horse. It's just going to be tackles, kick, tackles. That's where I'm going with that. I've got Jagger at the moment, just with the Walsh injury. I think they might give him early run time. If not, then I'll bugger him off. I'll see how that goes because I do have a lot of guys here that, I could probably go one more because I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my rucks. That's the one trouble here. Sardis, Horse, I am, you've convinced me. You've got me keen on him. I am, very much in on Sardis if he can, especially with now the news of Darcy Parish. So keep an eye on there on Sardis. Hopefully he does get a game early. Sid Draper, I just love the way he goes about it. I feel like this guy's going to be a gun later in the year for Adelaide when they start stinking it up. I've got Levi Ashcroft. I know this. I know he may not get a game early. I'm aware of that. I think he's just so good when he eventually does. So I'll keep that one in the back pocket. Erasmus, he is looking good apparently for the Dockers from Damo that has given us all the goss there, Horse. So I'll have a crack at that. And then Moraes, Horse, who is looking like he could be the starting winger for the Port Adelaide Power this season.
Yeah, spot on, mate. I quite like how you've got the staples of Bontempelli, Oliver, Peatling, Cripps. From memory, is only about 14% owned at the moment. I'd stand to be corrected if I'm not right. Brayshaw, he started last year with, was it an ingrown toe nail?
Yeah, toe injury.
And it really messed with him the first half of the year. And then once he got right at the back end of the year, he flew. And I think at 590K, he might be a little bit underpriced, as we've got a lot of comments asking where you're hiding Campbell Chesser. So we'll find out shortly. Mick Jagger Smith there. He's a must-have rookie, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's an accumulator of the ball. He will get a lot of it at Carlton and he won't start in the midfield, but he will be a rotational piece through the midfield for the Carlton Footy Club this year. Zardes, with injury news to Darcy Parish, I think you've got to jump on. I think you're probably trying to outthink the room and be a bit smart if you don't, because back injuries are never good. And Darcy Parish, while people are saying, he might be right by the start of the year, and Brad Scott coming out saying he hasn't done the work that we've wanted him to do, that means conditioning's not right. You've got to get your back right. You've got to get your loads right because, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, AFL footy is quite strenuous on the body. I wouldn't be surprised if there's surgery coming, mate. They're going to try and get him through, and if they can't, I feel like he's going to have a prolonged period out. So we know with your backs, if your back's not right, your hamstrings, your quads aren't right, and then it filters through to your calves. So your back isn't just your back, it's your whole body. So I think Zardes is in line for a pretty good run there at Essendon. Sid Draper. So you've got the two Adelaide boys here, Peatling and Draper, on the Adelaide Footy Club website tomorrow, afc.com.au. They are showing us their intra-club practice match from Port Pirie, which is one of the top 10 shittest towns in Australia.
Whoa.
It's on a website. I'm just quoting from a website.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Right up.
Yeah, I know.
Stiff.
I've never been. It could be a fucking.
It could be wonderful.
I know, but yeah. But anyway,
nothing wrong.
Levi Ashcroft, shoulder surgery in the preseason. He's been training back, rotational piece through the midfield, I reckon. He's not going to start in there when you've got the likes of Dunkley, Neal, McCluggage and co in there, but I think he'll run through there. Erasmus and Marius. Marius is probably safer for me than Erasmus at the moment.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there, Horse. I'm loving what Porter coming out with. Again, this is just guys that I'm keeping there just until I see what happens in these preseason games. There's a few of them that can definitely be swapped. So I'll have to keep a fat eye on the preseason games to see which way I'm going to go with that, Horse. This is probably the one where I am most unsure of, and I am just figuring out ways of what the hell I'm going to do, because it seems like every goddamn ruckman is getting injured, or someone's in their way, or someone's then jumping over them, or they have a bye. There's something wrong, or they can't play in Melbourne and only want to play in WA. There's something wrong with all of them, Horse, and I don't know which one to go with. But at the moment, I have X, who I am comfortable with, and then Lloyd Meek at the moment. Now, I'm higher on Meek after his bye, but now with
Lloyd.
Damn straight, Horse. Now with Darcy he's going to miss round 1. He is injured. Tim English hates playing in Melbourne and only likes playing in WA. There's chances that Ned Moyle could be stepping up to take the reins from Witt, so we're worried there. Grundy and Cameron both have the early bye. Max Gawn is almost 700K, but I am almost convincing myself that that's what I need to do. Horse, somebody tell me as well, because he also has a very good start to the year schedule. I am nearly considering Toby Nankervis, and it feels weird to say because I know he's going to screw me later in the year, but these rucks are doing my head in.
Mm-hmm. I don't actually mind the Toby Nankervis pick, and you got Skits Fits in the chat who is moist at the thought of starting with Nankervis, but he's got a fairly favourable run of games to start the year.
It does.
The issue for me is that are you picking him to be a keeper, or are you picking him to be a stepping stone into someone else? So I like Nank the Tank, but the reason why I don't is because if you're holding him to be a keeper for the year, when Richmond are Skits Fits, you're looking at me, 0-18, and it becomes finals time for Supercoach finals, and Richmond are looking to tank the rest of the year, and they run with Samson Ryan in the ruck.
No one wants that, Horse. No one wants that.
You're right. No one wants that. And it's not going to help Richmond at all, which is probably what they're going to want, because I can't see them finishing any higher than 16th.
That's a good point. I mean, that is a good point. If you're Richmond and you're trying to get the number 1 pick at the end of the season, of course you throw out Samson Ryan. So that's a very, very good point. But yeah, even like if I go Nank up until when Lloyd Meek has that run of games where he goes stinker, 4 in a row after his bye, I could do it till then, because Nank does have, I think it's his first 4 games are really good. So could try and get some cash up or just some good scores to start off there. But and then is it Hugh Boyd or Harry Boyd? I always get it confused. Hugh. Harry Boyd. Well, you know, someone's called him Hugh. Misso wants to shout out. Oh, g'day, Scorchers, Misso's Earth. Great to see you. You're lovely, a legend of a lady. Don't worry. The bleached one will be back sometime. Maybe he'll make my team at some point. Boyd, though, let's hope Boyd gets into the St Kilda team. Marshall can sit forward as much as he likes as long as Harry Boyd is the starting ruckman for the Saints.
Yeah, is he the starting ruckman? Not sure, but is he going to play? I think so.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah. Look, the amount that Marshall's injury is still costing him time right now, I think Boyd will play early.
Really good comment in the chat that we need to bring up.
We love that. We go for gold always. You can put the beer emoji in there as well. It'd be very, very poetic.
Absolutely. Do I think the Samson Ryan thing's going to work? Probably not. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But it's something you got to keep in the back of your mind in case they do start going downhill.
But Horse, I love what Hills said here. Mm-hmm. They aren't playing Ryan. Nank's in there to protect the kids in the guts. That is a very, very good call. He's being like an enforcer type for Layla, Smiley, and these guys. Yeah, I like that.
Good point. Didn't realise the Richmond Footy Club was a daycare centre.
Oh, bloody oath it is, mate. I'll tell you what, if you've seen it North over the past 5 years, you need a big body in there to do some shit. Forward.
Hey, hang on. Before you forwards.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to hear from a nice American dude to tell you about our Patreon.
Want to take your Supercoach game to the next level? Inside Fantasy Sports are bringing you exclusive content all year round, such as weekly expert Q&As, team, trade, and captaincy advice, statistical deep dives, priority podcast questions, and tons more. So what are you waiting for? Get full access to the experts. Go to patreon.com/Insight Fantasy Sports and subscribe to Insight Unlimited today.
Not a bad
what,
accent, is it?
Hey, that bloke has got to get his balls checked because they have dropped way too far. They are down near his ankles.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
That is a very nice deep voice. I'll tell you what. Nothing on your voice, Horse, but yes.
Thank you. Let's talk about the forward line.
Welcome to the Insight ASMR channel. I am your host, Squiddy. Let's go with our forwards. I'm going with Jack McRae here, Horse. No primo forward line, as you can see, because I don't care about Jason Horne-Francis, and I don't think everyone's saying he's going to play midfield. He's going to play midfield. Go play midfield. We heard it all last year, and we got Butters, Wines, and Rosé. So I think they like him up forward. Point of difference up there. Just doesn't get the man Supercoach scores. I'll wait for him to drop. That's fine by me. I'm going with the sniffer, Bailey Smith. New colours in Geelong. Apparently, he's going to get midfield time, wing time, and forward time. So I don't like hearing the wing and forward time, but I like the inside mid. So that's nice. I'll be keeping an eye on where Sniffer goes for preseason games. I've got Lukey Parker, Caleb Daniel here. Caleb Daniel goes without saying. Everyone already knows. Pick him. Don't worry about it. Parker I've got at the moment, but I'm not fully convinced yet on where Parker plays. North has a very deep midfield rotation. I feel like Parker could probably play more forward than mid, even though he will rotate in there. I've got Ryan Marich at the moment, Horse, who has been speculated to play on the halfback flank for the West Coast Eagles. Interesting to me. Interesting. So that's just a watch this space kind of move. I will happily move that around, though. No whack is there. I've got Elijah Hewitt as well, who I am hoping will get midfield time with Yo and Sheed now both out. So Hewitt at 122K, I really like that one. I've got the Kako in the forward line as well. Yep, I feel like he can just sit there and that's going to be fine. He probably won't score massive scores, but just kept getting me 60s, and I guess that'll do. And then I've got Cooper Simpson, who's been doing bloody beautiful at Freo to start with. As you may see right now, I have only got one player that is playing in the bye round, in the round zero, which is Bailey Smith. I want to start off strong, get as many games as I can in early, and then, build the team up from there. But Smith, I think, can prevent really good value.
How do you feel? Like this is probably going to be in a roundabout lineup that teams are going to run to start the year. They're going to not worry about the horny man, not worry about Rankin, not worry about Darcy Moore. Do you have any issues with Jack McRae as your F1?
No, I mean, look, the forwards don't score super high, Horse. And last season, we had, was it one forward that scored over 100? Which or maybe it was Horne-Francis, that was the closest. Dylan Moore, maybe, who was about 96, I think. So, you're right. Sorry, Thomas, you're right. Meek does play round zero. I'm an idiot. You're right there, but he's a placeholder pick, so I'm still figuring out what to do there. But you're right. Good pickup, bastard. So I'm not super worried about it because forward line is the weakest for the highest of scores. So, I feel like McRae, if he gets in the guts, we're good there. That can still, bump him up to a fair amount of averages. I just, you could go Rankin, and he's the guy that, that I think would make the most sense. I just want to see the preseason games first, but then, yes. Thomas, Jack, you are right, my friend. What do you think?
We're you and I are heading down to watch the Kangaroos on Saturday morning in their intra-club.
Yes.
What are you expecting to see, mate? Like for me, it wasn't high on my list of priorities to watch a North Melbourne intra-club, but there's a lot of relevant questions for Supercoach that need to be answered.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that is Cap. Horse asked me if I wanted to go to the North Melbourne Intra-Club match with him on the weekend. So
it's true. It's right. He's right.
Don't believe everything he said. All right. So yes, it is very. That's what I'm saying, Horse. It is very, very interesting for Supercoach purposes. There's a lot of things that we can see at North. So it is about, as Clarko said, there could be 7 or 8 people rotating through this North Melbourne midfield next year. So that's why we have to go have a look and see what we're going to figure out from that.
Yeah, and with your West Coast players, it's interesting because there was an article. So we heard Liam Baker on SEN yesterday saying that he's going to play at halfback, and Minnie, being the coach, Andrew McQualter, he wants to keep him at halfback. So that's fine.
Only.
That's right. We've got injuries to Elliot. Elliot, and Dom Sheep, which is fine. But then we've got the news today that Tim Kelly's fallen out of love with footy. So must be hard to, earn $700K a year kicking a footy. But anyway, you get that on big jobs. So there are going to be times where you've got your Hutchinsons, your Marriages, your Clay Halls, your Elijah Hewitts, your Dewars, all these sorts of players who are really cheap West Coast players, Supercoach, they're going to be playing.
Yeah.
You can't pick them all. So what I encourage you guys at home to do is pick which ones you think have got the maximum scoring potential and stick with them. Because if you end up running with 5 West Coast players, you're probably going to be in a bit of trouble. But if you have your 2 or 3 that are your cash generators to make you $200K, then that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, you've hit the nail on the head there, Horse, because I actually have had Liam Baker in my team for a little bit now. And then I realized I've got 3 West Coast players and that feels very, very yucky. So I was like, nah, buggy, I'm going sideways. I don't like having bottom of the table teams, like having that many players in there, especially if it's a higher amount of money type of player. So, yeah, we will wait and see. But, yeah, I feel like West Coast and Richmond are the most intriguing teams when we're coming about these players that can just kind of fit in around the edge. Like it seems to me this season, like we're going to look at like Richmond and Steely Green's just going to be like a viable halfback option. And we're going to be like, oh shit, now we all need Steely Green in our team. Or it's going to be like Seth Campbell again from last season, but it's going to be something like that. So that's why I want to say these intra-club ones, but I will probably more than likely have a Richmond player in my team as well at some point in time.
Yeah. Caco's a nice one. I think that,
of course he's got that.
Yeah, but I genuinely feel like he is the best small forward in the last draft.
So I agree, but also too, actually Joe Berry looks pretty bloody good. But what do you envision him scoring though? Like, let's be honest, for Kako as a small forward, like he's not on the level of Tyson Stengel or anything like that. And Stengel only scores about an 80 or something, right? So what do you envision that Kako could realistically score each and every game? Mind you, actually, he's not playing with Stringer anymore, so he might have to get to touch the ball in the inside 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. I think he'll be doing well to average 12 to 13 touches a game.
So Supercoach scores-wise?
Supercoach, I think he can average 70.
Okay. I valued him a little bit less, but that's all right.
Tell me the last high energy pressure forward that we had that had a motor that could play up the ground.
Tipper?
He's better than Tipper.
He's already better than Tipper.
I think he's going to easily be better than Tipper.
I mean, look, it's been tough having to say this to Essendon supporters for so many years, but yeah, no, you just haven't. I mean, look, you get blinded by Tipper and his flashy stuff that he does.
Yep.
Who was probably the best small forward that you've had that can push up the ground and actually do stuff?
Scott Lucas.
Look, I thought we'll go in small forwards, but I got to give you Scotty Lucas.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Mark McCurry.
Adam Ramanaskas when he pushed forward for like 5 minutes in the game.
It's been a long, long time. Like Tipper was exciting, but he just didn't have the tank.
Yes, correct.
I think this guy's got
wealthy for like 2 games in a season. That's probably your best that you've had.
Yeah, Darren Buick. That's
Buick.
A good one, Hurls.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm talking 25 years ago. Yeah. There's.
Sorry. Yeah, Kisser. 100%. But it'd be more like Hornets versus Jazz or something like that. But yeah.
And then you got Cooper Simpson there too, who's playing a high half forward role at Freo. He's been used as that link between players. So again, he's probably not going to get a mountain of touches, but he looks likely to start round 1 for Freo. So
Grant nailing it with Blake Caracella as well. when you stole him from the
Caracella.
line.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. All right,
so
to the
I feel like
flex.
we're going to have brawls here if this isn't Campbell
Yeah.
Chesser.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, good. And get your fists up, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got Teddy Richards, the ranger. Yay!
Ed Richards. Ah,
Yeah, Teddy Richards, Ed Richards, Ranger Richards, whatever you want to call him. It's all good,
What?
Richards.
so why Richards?
I love it. I've been high on him. You've known this horse. I've been saying Ed Richards from before Treloar got injured. Then Treloar got injured, and I went, how good is this? And now everyone's starting to jump on Richards as well. The pod's gone. Everyone's excited. He was averaging so well as well last year. We've looking like he's going to go into the midfield more, being there when Libba doesn't go in. So he can play with Libba. He can play without Libba. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I am all with Eddie Richards, mate.
You like him?
Oh, I
You
really
love
like him. He was fantastic. With Treloar, without Treloar, with Libba, without Libba, it doesn't matter. It's all good there, horse. I think Richards is in for a big year, and he showed so well. Even when he doesn't play mid and he plays half back, he's still getting good scores.
Boo
I was
Earns.
saying Boo Earns. We now return to man getting hit by football.
Didn't we have that soundbite somewhere? I'll have to find. Oh, here we go.
No, they're
I think we have to
saying
find it.
Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
You want to say Boo Earns. You're right, Cheese. He isn't as handsome as Chesser. You're so bloody. You're just so right, mate. That's really, really disappointing, isn't it?
How good's Jonas? Horse, you're welcome to have Fantasia's corpse back. No, you can keep him, mate.
No one wants his.
Right,
thing.
so, do you want to scroll out for us, mate? We'll go through your full team and then we'll jump into some questions.
Yep, that sounds like a great idea, horse. I really like that idea from you.
So we've got Sheasel, Luke Ryan, Trent Rivers, Ari Schoenmaker, Mr. Allen from the West Coast Footy Club, Saad El Hawley. Can you say that, Squiddy?
Saad El Hawley.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hawley. James Leake and Ben Jepson from the Gold Coast Footy Club. Midfielders, Bontempelli, who lost the under-14s grand final to yours truly, Mr.
That is
Squid,
correct.
back in the day, set him up for success, taught him how to lose graciously.
Yep. Buddy
Paddy
Lockie
Cripps, Andy Brayshaw, Clayton Oliver. Who's that? Campbell Chesser. Campbell Chesser has made his way into your midfield. I think that was James Peatling, but
I don't know
you gotta
how
give
that
Chesser-
happened, but Campbell Chester's just made it into where he belongs.
Did you just click that autofill make my team the best available and Campbell Chesser ended up in there?
You all saw it. I clicked autofill, and Campbell Chesser is now just been put onto my team. So what you should all do is make sure you put Campbell Chesser on your team.
Oh, I'm surprised the captain's armband isn't on him. But anyway,
God, he's
we
a
got
good-looking
Mick
unit,
Jagger,
isn't he?
Jagger Smith there, Zaris, Sid Draper, Levi Ashcroft, Neil Orusmus, and Christian Moraes on the bench in your midfield. Tristan Ekchiri, Cherry, Exiri, Expectrum, however you pronounce his surname, with Lloyd Meek in your R2 at the moment with Harry Boyd, Jack McRae, Bailey Sniff, Luke Parker, Caleb Daniel, Ryan Marich, Elijah Hewitt, Kako, Cooper Simpson. I can't get over these comments. They're pisses. And
know, right?
Ed
They're great.
Richards, the superstar in your flex. Overall, you're pretty happy with your side at the moment, mate?
I am not happy with it right now, Horse, but I'm happy with it as it can be for right now before preseason, because I know that as soon as these preseason games, me, you, Pete, Hurls, Deadly, the whole Insight crew, we are going to be sitting there flicking our team around as much as we can. So it's just how it goes, Horse. We are going to change it around a lot. I am not happy with having Lloyd Meek there. He will need to be changed at some point. I want a different ruckman. I just don't know who or how or what I'm going to do, but I'll figure it out and I'll keep everyone updated with how I go. One thing I will guarantee is Campbell Chesser will not be. No, he might be. But we'll see how we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you think you've got what it takes to defeat Squiddy and I and other professionals in Supercoach, then why not join our Supercoach World Cup? It is back for the second year. If you think you've got what it takes to be top of NRL, AFL, BBL, or NBL, or even just get near the top, Join our competition. The link is down below in the description. $25 to enter to be known as the best Supercoach player in the world. So it combines all 4 sports, adds up your score, and then we get our winner from there. Get the tank. You ready to jump into some questions, mate?
Yeah, mate. I just, yeah, absolutely. Let's get into some questions. And Deadly wants to know, Jake, who is the best player in the NRL not named Cam Munster? Well, it's Cam Munster, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But if I had to choose someone else to try and Pappenhausen now.
Who's that? Anyway.
Pappenhausen.
Questions.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
Squiddy already has some gigantic nuts with that backline. It's beautiful.
I very much appreciate that. I would hope so. But again, I will figure it out after buy rounds and everything like that when I can actually get people to work it in there. But yes. Ew. Love that from you, Skitsy. Appreciate you joining with us.
Can't wait for a good team, Squiddy. I hope you weren't let down, Corey. I quite like it, actually.
A couple more. I think I've got a couple. Well, actually, I just saw this one as well from our man Hurls. He said that I have too many Ryan 12 buys, 7 keepers plus Parker pushing it. I would 100% agree with you, my good sir. Hence why this is not my final team. And I'm waiting for preseason. And I will take that into account because you're a gorgeous man that will help me do it as well. So I will keep an eye on that.
From Kizza, where did you get that team? The toilet store?
Well played. I like that.
I like it.
And my hands are
wing rotation of Burgoyne halfback at times, Wines inside at times, Boak on occasions, and Moraes, who I think will end up at halfback in a few years. Yeah, I like that. I think Moraes probably will average a 60. I think he'll be good for 60.
Yep, I agree there. I think that it'll get us around. I think it'll be a little bit worse than Jeremy Sharp territory like we had last year. So I expect something like that.
Hurls he's in Melbourne at the moment, flying back to Perth, and his plane was delayed by nearly 4 hours. So poor bloke.
Well, that sucks. So I would just stay in Melbourne and just and not worry about Perth.
Don't go home. Scorched Earth. The missus said, "Thank you. You guys made her day," and she's got a team this year. Beautiful.
Ooh, can't wait to see that. Yeah, chuck that in the chat, the DMs or so. We'll have a gander at that. Can't wait to
From the stats man himself, Deadly. Meek, after the bye, has the 6th best team to play, the 2nd, the best, the 5th, and the 7th, and the 9th. So he's got a really nice run straight after his bye from round 5 through to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Could be good for points there, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, that's the part in the season where we want to target Meek. If anything, he does have a pretty hard one to start with, and he has that early bye, which is a pain in the ass. But other than that, like it.
Yep. We did see the news today about Bailey Smith playing mid forward.
Did I?
Wing.
Yeah, he said it won't. He just said there it won't play wing. Did I misread it? I swear it said he'll play mid, wing, and forward.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So Chris is misinformed. Yeah. Stop confusing me when I've had a couple of beers, Chris. That you're going to confuse Squid, and Squid doesn't do well there.
Quiet weekend. I think he's referring to us going to the North Melbourne Intra Club.
Yes. Just a couple of Irish coffees to start the day off on Saturday. Lovely.
Small couple ones. I don't really like cheese season. It's Jack Graham season.
It's interesting. That's why I want to see the Intra Club. I just don't know where he becomes in a pivotal position to be able to score. You know what I mean? Horse, if he's half forward or wing, I don't care for it at all. But if he's on ball, then we can start talking about it because then it's cheaper than Luke Parker, but the same role.
Off topic, but Skits Fits was at the gym with Cooter today.
Weird flex that you went to the gym. I'm more impressed that you went to the gym than you saw Cooter, but well done, good sir. Did you ask me about his Souvlaki Hut commercials? Because they were dog shit. Souvlaki Hut.
Anyway, someone say, hey, brother, how you doing?
How are you, bros?
Should put Will Hayward in the flex after the footage on Fox Footy. Oh, did you see that? Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on. Do that again. I'll take the comment off so people can see.
The Heartbreak Kid, Will Hayward. Unbelievable scenes. That was elite scenes by Hayward. I love that from him. Oh, no.
Yeah, good.
Oh, did you not like that from me, Horse?
I did. I liked it.
Oh.
Funny.
Appreciate it.
No pow. Or Kirch.
Okay, look. Again, Dave, Kirch, I'm not... Yeah, no, I can't get around Kirch, unfortunately. I just don't know how he's going to be able to play.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to play, but I'll have a gander and keep my eye on it. But Pow, I don't think he just gets enough midfield time because we did see injuries last season, which was able to be why Pow was so influential.
What are your thoughts on Zorko?
I mean, look, hey, the herbal remedies are working for him. I don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. He can just keep going. Coleman probably doesn't affect him. He'll just play the other one. What are your thoughts on it, though, Horse?
I prefer Zorko over Ryan to start. And I know Zorko's got a buy.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
But
with every buy being best 18 and Brisbane having perhaps one of the best runs, jump inside our Patreon and you'll see we've graded each team and who we think has the best run and who's the best team and worst teams to play against. It's all in there for you if you're a Patreon member. But I actually think Brisbane have got one of the best runs in the first half of the season.
So you would be happy having, because we're talking keepers here, obviously. So you more than happy having Zorko over Ryan for the whole season?
First half of the season, yes.
See, that's why I'm like, I'd rather just not burn a trade if I've got Luke Ryan there. I'm happy just to sit him there because his worst is like a 90. His best is like a 180. Zorko ain't doing that. Actually, he did
Zorko's got ceiling.
Yeah, he does. He's pretty good. But he doesn't need to be the only avenue out of defense this season. They've got other avenues. They can utilize the other sides. They can switch balls. We saw how well they did in the grand final. And Zorko didn't need to have a shitload of the ball.
Where's Mills?
Yeah, I don't have Mills at the moment just because of, I don't know, we're hearing whispers that it's not a half-back role anymore. Like it might be slightly on ball, moves a little bit forward, might move a bit half-back. Could be wing at points as well. So I'm a little bit iffy on how much time Mills actually has. But again, it's a preseason watch. It's a whole new game plan. It's a whole new dynamic with Dean Cox coming in. So, yeah, that's why I'm just waiting until I see the preseason. Then if I need to jump on Mills, I've got a pretty good swing to just go from show and makers to Mills.
Yep, for sure. What's your thoughts on Butters? He plays Richmond round 2.
I love it. I mean, look, hey, I might even go Butters over Cripps. There's a very, very good chance of that. I am a big fan of him. I also, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you have done it yet or not, but you should download Game Day Squad, the app where you get the trading cards for all the AFL teams, because I have a diamond Zach Butters, and come at me, lads. How good's that?
might do a pack opening later this week, mate. What do you reckon?
Ooh. Wait, Horse. You want to do a pack opening this week?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm keen. If you're keen to splash some cash, I'm keen.
Hey, look, on how good those cards are, hell yeah. And everyone, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to watch Horse's face, because I told Horse the other day that I pulled Diamond Harley Reid that's worth $300, and Horse is pissed. So is Deadly.
Not happy.
Let's all point and laugh at Deadly.
I did manage to pack up Diamond Zach Merritt, though, so I'm happy with that.
Woo! Not as good as Harley.
Rookie coach, thanks for joining us, mate. I've changed my time. Absolutely. I've changed my team 36 times. Keen to get the preseason matches going so we can finalise some choices. Thoughts on Whitfield? Do you want to know what my thoughts on Whitfield are first?
Yeah, of course. Go for it. I was just doing the Winnie Blues.
He's sponsored by Ryan from Astute Newstead. Any financial needs, use the promo code INSIGHT. His link is in the description below. Click on that. He does everything obligation free for us at Insight. Ripper bloke with a shit stash.
1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skits. Appreciate you laughing and pointing at Deadly. His diamonds cost $10. Alex Davies. Sorry, go on.
Jonas.
God, I can't wait for this pack opening.
Skit's getting a workout, carrying Cooter's bags out of the gym.
Hey, I'd do it for I'd do it for Kuna too. I'd do it for Skits. No worries.
Deadly's offering to do some work on the West Coast team list tonight. It seems like people would like to know a bit more about him. Beautiful.
Sounds good to me. I love that.
Yep.
Great work, Deadly.
Yep.
You absolute superstar.
Yeah, he's really good at what he's doing at the moment. Really happy with it.
Yeah.
Someone say KFC. Thoughts on starting Zorko with Coleman out with a decision to switch or hold when he's on the bubble?
Don't. You can hold him the whole time. Well,
Yeah,
switch when Coleman comes out.
Yep. If you've got 18 decent players that can carry a Zorko through a bye, I encourage it.
I 100% agree, Horse. Keep it rolling. Deadly goes if Diamond Matt Flynn. Diamond Matt Flynn. Anyone want it for $15? If it was Bailey Loons, I'd be interested if it was him, but not Matt Flynn.
If you don't have Game Day Squad, download the app, put in the code IFSAUS, and they give you free cards. You get three packs of rare cards where you could pull a diamond card worth, well, Zach Butters. He's worth $300.
Harley Reid.
And you got it just as signing up for us. Or
yes,
with our code IFSAUS. So
I got that and Harley Reid, and my my brother got a diamond Nick Dacos card. He's pissing himself laughing. It's like $700.
Scorched Earth is disappointed that when you did the old school HPK, there was no pyros.
Yeah, but that's okay because I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
Skidsfits, he usually gets starstruck, but doesn't bother with famous people, but he was right next to him and then went to Kuda, shook his hand and did a 50-kilo dumbbell curl.
Then he found $20 on the ground and then a wizard turned a dragon into stone. Not bad. It was a good story.
Horse with Greek mythology. So there's a little funny joke behind this, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a have you say in central Victoria where I'm from. And there's a bloke that's put up on there, hey, I've just bought myself a Learn to Speak Greek book. Can anyone help? Right. And this Wilbur bloke goes, Mick Dell. I'm fucking Italian. We don't speak the same language.
Hey,
come on.
A bub with a boopy, Horse. A bub with a
boopy. Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Si, bellissimo. Bellissimo. I just want... So, Chabby Joe, if he sees it, Jonas has called his team Sloppy Joe laying pipe. Love that. He does that very well. Very well. Good on him.
Heatling over Chessa, surely.
Hold your ghost.
It's just a gag. It's just a gag. What?
Oh, my goodness gracious me, mate. No, you haven't... Look, maybe Peatling over Chessa in crazy, bizarro world. That's the only way that you do that, mate, because Chessa's winning the Brownlow this year. I don't know how much he's paying. I know it's probably $1.01, but, sometimes you got to spend money to make money, even though it's free.
Oh, we do have Chabby Joe in the chat. Blessed are the meek.
Yes, sir.
So while we got Chabby Joe in the chat, I am going to let the good people at home know that round 0, we are commentating from a Supercoach perspective, Brisbane versus Geelong, round 0 live on the Thursday night. And Joe is going to co-host with us and help us get through the night. So I appreciate him. He's a ripper bloke, runs the centre bounce. So if you want some more Supercoach news and a show to watch, very, very good at what he does. And he's quite a good commentator too. So I think he'd be really good with us that night.
Damn straight. I can't wait to tune in for that one there. Chris wants to know, how many of your starting team are you planning on having at the end of the season? Shit. I'm going to say at least 6 or 7. I'm going to hope 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, roughly about that, especially with the flex option in there now. It can create enough to be able to swing it around a bit. So, yeah, I'm going to hope for 6 or 7. I'll probably stuff it up at some point, rage trade someone out. But this year I'm going to try and keep a level head and not do that, not rage trade. So I'm going to hope that I pick everything right at the start, get my procrastination station going well before the start of the season, lock it all in, and everything's going to be Bob's uncle. So that's where I'm going for at the moment.
Deadly, we did some live coverage during the BBL, and he definitely did knock his beer over mid-BBL commentary.
Oh,
my
goodness.
I'll leave it to the good people in the chat. Do you want to see Deadly back on the coverage? Let us know. I'll leave it up to you guys at home.
Horse.
And We've got a few people saying that this is going to be elite, which is nice. Thank you for the support. What do you got for me, mate?
I was going to say, I don't know how many shows between me and Matty O'Brien on the NRL show have done, but the amount of beers that we've drunk on this podcast, and we haven't spilt one. Deadly comes on for 3 shows and he already spills a beer. I mean, look, he's got a bright future ahead, but there's some things that you just got to learn off the bat. Rule 1, don't say that word. That horse has said a couple of times. Rule 2, don't spill any beer.
What's the word I'm allowed to say? That one, yes.
Yeah, we don't have a beep button, so I could.
Yeah,
I said it.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Do we have a beep button? Hang on. Surely we have a beep button.
No, that's
not it.
I always call it massive. Sometimes they say huge.
Sorry, I saw the huge button. I got excited.
You know we don't. Jonas is right. Some people just can't handle their beer.
Yeah, Deadly, not me.
Before we go, mate, anything you'd like to let the good people at home know?
No, I think we're going about the exact same that we always do. Me and Horse are going to be in for what we normally do during the season, bring you guys laughs, Supercoach and footy, as you guys like to enjoy. So make sure that you like and subscribe, bring in more faces, more love to the chat, more people in to see what we do, and then we create a bigger community, and then we all hopefully win a shit ton of money, and it's going to be fantastic. But we're just going to keep doing what we do in Horse.
Absolutely, mate. If you haven't yet, please hit like, subscribe, and the bell. Be a triple banger. We would love that. If you're listening on audio, 5-star review that, so then we get out to a wider range of a Supercoach audience. If you're not in our Patreon yet and want to get involved, you can sign up for free. There are free articles in there for you to digest, read, to consume, and see what you think. And if you'd like to sign up and be a paid member, it is as little as a cup of coffee per month. That's right, $5.95 per month to get everything we do, our trades, our insights, captains, buy, hold, sells, written articles from the very best, nerds for life. We've got Hurls in there. We've got one of the old writers for Dr. Supercoach. He's in there putting in some really good content as well. And it's only going to get busier the closer we get to footy season. So there's that and a whole lot more coming up. Skiddy, I appreciate you, mate. Thanks for showing the community your updated team prior to practice matches.
No worries at all, mate. I'm sure it will change a couple more times, but that's all right. And we will make sure that we give you guys a massive update on the North Melbourne games and everything. And Deadly, there you go, buddy. There is the Diamond Harley Reid. Yeah. So make sure you guys sign up to Game Day Squad, download the app, use code IFSAUS, and then get yourself free packs.
That's right. Down below, it's Skiddy. Up top, on the horse. He's a better bloke than I, and we'll see you. Yep, we're going to see you tomorrow night. We're going to do some pack openings. I'm willing to drop some coin, mate. Woo! So catch us then.
Yeah.